Hello, this is Brian Shell. I'm here at the Frank Lloyd Wright Affleck House. I'm a docent here, property owned by Lawrence Tech. And there's one of the cutouts there of the Affleck House. And here's some of the compression and release. You have the skylights up here, and then you have the organic air conditioning unit there, and your invitation into nature there. And this is my favorite view of the place. And this is one of the bedrooms here, or at least one of the dens, or the den. And you have kind of a commode, skylight. Hello, Brian Shell here. How are you? Good to see you. Dun, dun, dun. Little shower here. Have a walking tour, and we're walking people, and whoo, let there be light. And you have like some of the Froebel blocks right there. Old school photo. And another view outside. During one of the tours that I did, there was a deer that came right there in that outside area. And some of the bedding here. And let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, let there be light. And there's one of the indirect lighting fixtures that Frank Lloyd Wright is so well known for. Got the Echo shoes, my slacks, vest, and my sunglasses. Hello, Brian Shell here, passionhero.com. Hope you guys are enjoying the view, enjoying the tour, and bam. So, and we'll do the walking tour of the Tidewater Cypress here, and bam. And as we're going into the master bedroom here, we'll take a look at Elizabeth and Gregor Affleck. You notice there that they have, as the camera is trying to focus and what have you on them, you have a grand piano in the background. You have a Hiroshige print there, Hiroshige print there, Hiroshige print there, which Frank Lloyd Wright was inspired by Hiroshige prints. You have the master bedroom here. One of the very few vertical electrical outlets that turns on that light there. You have your fixture. Well, let's turn that back off. Boom. And here's another mirror. And this is one of the kind of neat things, is that as you look at these mirrors, so the Oriental art and the outside, as you open this up here, and open this up here, that you have a three-way mirror. Just part of the elegance. And inside you have closet space. So there I am. Hello. How are you? Brian Shell here. Author, musician. Dun, 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 dun. Passionhero.com is my website if you like it. And as a former Lawrence Tech grad, this is one of the bonuses of maintaining friendships with people that you care about, such as professors. Mr. Frank Lloyd Wright, influenced by the Asian architecture, they said that he was as Japanese as we are. When the Japanese invited him into a lot of the places and showed him some of the excellence that they had acquired, was some of his early influence. And another skylight here, and the blue sky. Another Japanese print. It's interesting that this is a print here that only has like a couple of colors, and then you look at the Hiroshiges, and the Hiroshiges have like 20, 30, 40 colors within that the printmaker used. So like when you're looking at this one, for example, this is one that Vincent van Gogh actually did a reproduction of this particular print. There you go, Hiroshige. Yeah, But if you look on, I think it's Wikipedia, that Van Gogh actually did a reproduction of that print. And so that was kind of one of the influences. Another one of the influences was those Froebel blocks in the other bedroom, and that was from the gifts that Frank Lloyd Wright's mom got for Frank Lloyd Wright when he was about 9 years old, so that you learn by feel rather than learning by sight. And if you learn by both, if you learn by all senses and rely on each one appropriately, you become a much more robust artist. And we have bookcases here and shelving. And we come back out, down the stairs. And let's see here.
No, I told me you'd be out this week, coming up. Are you okay with that? Yeah.
And the organic air conditioning unit. So the water, because he didn't believe in air conditioning, because he felt that it removed you from nature. And here we go. And we're walking. Some of the old photos here. Black and whites. And these are some Frank Lloyd Wright plates. Here, this is property owned by Lawrence Tech. I graduated from Lawrence Tech in 1990, electrical engineering degree. It's interesting that years later that I've gotten to become a docent for the house. And the downstairs area, which is very rare for a Frank Lloyd Wright house because he felt that garages and basements accumulated clutter, and so he didn't care for them whatsoever. We have the hearth right here, and the compression and release, that when you're in this area right here, that this is the release, but when you go into the carport there, that shallow area is very claustrophobic in a sense. It's a subtle invitation into nature. And they say about Frank Lloyd Wright houses is that you can't imagine the property without the house, or the house without the property, if it's done right. And so here we have the cantilevered terrace, and so the drainage. That's a student project there. And when you jump up and down on this, you do feel the wobble. Now that is one of the drain plugs right there that goes down below. And once again, this is Brian Schell, author of, right now, 22 ebooks for the Kindle, a dozen for the Nook, Barnes & Noble Nook. I have songs on iTunes and Amazon and Google Play and all that kind of stuff. I consider myself a percussionist, although I'm learning piano and carillon over at the University of Michigan, where I got my master's degree. And so playing the bells in the bell tower, the bats in the belfry, it's kind of a neat thing. And let's see here. So if we look over, there's my shadow. That's kind of the neat thing, is that some of this Frank Lloyd Wright actually designed for shadows. You know, there's nothing in those airports there. If you look up here, but see my hand, there's reaching up here. See, there's nothing up here. The only reason is it's just the ambiance of it. Anyways. So this is in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the Affleck house. If you go to www.flw.ltu.edu, that is the Lawrence Tech web address for the Frank Lloyd Wright Affleck house, and we do conduct tours here. And if you want to go to my website, is passionhero.com, or vipgq.com is another one. And there is kind of like a ravine area that has dried up because of the summer's extreme heat down there. But this was when Frank Lloyd Wright said, when the Afflecks contacted Frank Lloyd Wright about this, they said, well, you know, take and build a house, get a piece of property that no one else will build on, and I'll build your house there. So you have the fireplace there, and So they got this sloped gradient, and that's why you have a house with a basement, which is very rare. Now this right here is kind of an interesting thing, because in the original plans this comes out to about right here, but in the photo that I showed you, they had a grand piano that was right here. So when Frank Lloyd Wright saw that, oh, this grand piano is going to be right here, and that this shelving came out to here, he actually took and sawed off right here so that you could get right in here and get to the piano very easily, but not wanting to waste any of the materials, and we have the floors with the radiant heating here, he built a record player. So you have the den there and the thing there. And let's step outside here for a moment. And we have some flowers. And I'm taking this in September 15th, 2012. There's your cantilever terrace. You just have the physics that are anchoring it. And dun, dun, dun. So this is kind of like a washer and dryer den area in here, although the glass is reflecting. And so this actually was water flowing, but when they made it into a subdivision more after the Afflecks passed away, they kind of changed things a bit. And so here is and you see that, like right there, you have kind of the drainage, and see that drains there, and notice that every one of the screw slots right there is parallel with the grain of the wood. So right there, the grain of the wood is going this way, and you have this, all the screw slots that way, but the grain of the wood there is that way. So as you go to this one, that one's like that, and that one's like that. You see all the screw slots, but you come back up here to these ones, and the slots are parallel with the grain of the wood. And you could imagine that down here, underneath the cantilevered terrace, and you have kind of your axes of it and everything, that this would be a great spot in a rainstorm. And have a little bit of construction that's going on. Always something in his houses that need to be maintained. A little area here. And this is he'd put water in here, and this would, the evaporation would go up into the house. That was their air conditioning unit in a sense. And there we have a tool shed, and this is usually not open, this is usually locked, but because they're doing some maintenance to it today, kind of come in and you have all your stuff. There's a tomahawk cutout. Usually they have the stylized cutouts in these Usonians, but because of because of the Affleck's son, Gregor Jr. Used to like to play with tomahawks. Those are the other stylized cutouts that Frank Lloyd Wright made that cutout for Gregor Jr. There is the outside, a little bit of water for the mud, concrete. Got a little Blue Jay action there. And that to me is the best view. You can see how the flat roof has a little bit of ponding on it, and that's kind of a frustration. But that's one reason why you put sloped roofs. And come up underneath here. And being that I want this video to be under 15 minutes, I'm going to cut this off soon. But once again, this is Brian Schell, author, artist, musician. Find me at passionhero.com. And of course, Frank Lloyd Wright was asked, what do you call God? What's your name for God? And he spelled it N-A-T-U-R-E, nature. That God to him was nature. And so he would build his house with a respect to nature. And you can see there are no glasses in there, there are no skylights, it's just, it is what it is. This is Brian Schell, PassionHero.com, signing off at the Frank Lloyd Wright Affleck House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Thank you very much. God bless.